Mohamed?
Yeah.
What?
Radwan.
Radwan. Okay. Radwan. Okay. And Mohamed, you're Egyptian, relatively young. What? How did this happen? How did we get to where we are right now?
You mean over 30 years? Or are we going to talk about post-colonialism?
Let's assume we know, all the undemocratic aspects of the regime.
Okay.
How did the revolution happen? How did this sudden awakening happen?
Well, there's a few theories, and I like one that actually brings up there's been a lot of police torture cases here, and some deaths have been caused recently. And there's this kid called Tahrir that died last year, and a lot of people came out to the streets. So this whole idea of people getting sick of the regime and just no more patience for this anymore, it started building up last year, and a lot of people being out in the streets. So from there, momentum already started. This anti-government sentiment is just kind of reaching a climax. And then, of course, the events of Tunis and that great martyr, Mohamed Radwan and Sidi, he sparked a revolution in that country, and that gave a lot of power to, the movement here. And after that government fell and Ben Ali left Tunis, I believe that people here wanted to use it and build on that momentum, and eventually organize that January 25th protest. And so that did have, I heard you asking about Web 2.0 and online communication and its part in all these events. I did believe that had an initial impact, and that was a big organizing factor. It's a big surprise, though, the amount of people that came out, and then the momentum kept on building up further and further. So, but it was that martyr and the self-immolation and the fall of the Tunis regime, and then January 25th, if we can go chronologically like that.
So you think that it had a big impact? The Facebook group, January 25th.
Sure.
How did you find out about that rally?
Well, actually not through Facebook, through my friends that are on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, but I live in Syria, and Facebook is blocked in Syria. And even though we go through proxy addresses, I'm not on it as much. So actually that week I was really ill, and I actually started getting a bunch of phone calls in Syria from people in Egypt. And they said, turn on the television, man, it's going down, We've been waiting for this for a really long time. And so eventually when I came to out of my 103-degree fever, I get online and I see what's going on, I buy a ticket, and I come here immediately. But that was the Friday after the Tuesday, the January 25th.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So,
what are you doing in Syria?
I work there.
Okay. Who do you work for?
I work for an Egyptian company. They do seismic processing and reservoir characterization, petrophysical studies for exploration companies.
Cool. Are you in Damascus? You based
Damascus,
in okay,
that's right.
Cool. So you flew, as soon as you found out about this, you flew from Damascus to Cairo.
That's right. That's right.
You didn't want to miss it, or you wanted to be with your family? What was the main reason?
It was a combination. I was worried about, at that point, nothing was clear. I always had this theory that well, I didn't think the focus would be just on the regime. I thought it would be a lot more widespread. And I did think there would be a danger for ordinary Egyptians. And my parents are living alone in a relatively affluent area, and I figured they could possibly be a target. So I wanted to come here for that, but there was no way I was missing this either. I was traveling a few years ago in South America, and I moved back because I thought the change was going to happen then. And I was wrong. It took two more years.
Do you think Syria's learned a lesson by this, and maybe they're going to keep Facebook blocked for the time being?
I do think they're going to keep Facebook blocked for a while. I don't think. I think they realize that everyone gets around it. You go to an internet cafe in Syria, and they already have the proxy addresses already set up for you in the internet cafe. So anyone that wants Facebook gets it, and all the kids want it, and they all have it.
It's sort of like alcohol or marijuana or anything that's taboo. The kids are going to go after it.
Exactly, and then this one, alcohol and marijuana and these cultures have just a horrible stigma attached to them. Whereas Facebook, it's so diverse in its uses. Whether it's supposedly a social networking tool, and it is. But what kind of social network? Is it for activism? Is it for partying? Is it for whatnot? So these kids are just kids that want to hang out. In a conservative society like Syria, it's a great place to connect, right? Kids can't go out and hang out wherever they want any time. It's much more conservative than Egypt is, for example.
Yeah. So do you think this revolution would have happened without social media?
Absolutely.
You think it would have?
Absolutely, sure.
But why are they calling this the Facebook revolution on the media?
I believe there's this with Iran's post-election mess, we can call, or fiasco, and with the events in Tunis and other countries in the world, how it's becoming more of a tool in the organizing factor. There's this hype about it, but what is the real cause of this? What is the real cause? It's hunger. It's poor people. It's people just fed up. Eventually it was going to reach a climax regardless. So Facebook is, I've heard a stat that Egypt is the eighth biggest country with Facebook users. So, and a lot of them are on it, and these things get passed around really quickly. So it could be attributed to that, but I believe there's also this hype about Facebook. It can't all be that. I think hungry people have a lot more to do with it than Facebook does.
Right. The amount of users on Facebook and the amount of people that are here,
right.
The millions that are hundreds of thousands of people that a lot of them illiterate, a lot of them have no internet access, so obviously they heard about it through other means.
Exactly.
And do you think Syria could be next for this?
Well, I've been not closely monitoring Syria, but I ask all around in all kinds of upper class, lower class. It is another class in society, and it feels that they're quite content with their leader. He wasn't originally supposed to be the president. His brother was, but he died. So he took over, and he's been doing all these cosmetic changes, but he's really pleasing the people. Now there is a lot of neoliberal, fundamentalist, capitalist moves that he's making. A lot of privatization, so the gap between the rich and poor is widening, but it seems that the poor are content with the labor laws that are not being enforced, increase in minimum wages. So I don't know if this will actually spill into Syria. I doubt it, actually.
Are you sleeping here?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm not. I sleep on my orthopedic bed at home.
I hear you. I don't blame you. What do they say? Did you think you would ever see this? Did you dream about this?
Yes, I did. That's why I moved back from South America. But I thought he was going to die. And I think a lot of Egyptians didn't do anything for a lot of years because they just thought, he's 83 years old, the guy's going to die. And then there's this chaos was going to happen, but it was going to be obviously from a different angle. I never thought actually he'd be overthrown. I figured I'd witness a change of government, change of the last 30 years by his death, but not by an overthrow. No way.
How does it feel to be here?
I don't know. Ecstatic. I don't know. It's great. It's a great feeling. It's a lot of preconceived notions I had about the country as a whole have been completely squashed here. Sitting here with everyone the past few days, unbelievable feeling. Unreal. It's overwhelming, actually. I think so.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man.
No problem, man.
All right.